everybody, and welcome to the campus of Bishop Guertin High School in Nashua, New Hampshire. We are minutes away from the opening game of the 2021-22 high school basketball season. I'm John Collins along with Tom King. We're being seen on Nashua TV tonight and the BC TV as well. Bedford Cable TV Live. Tom, the excitement in the air. Every year, we're doing it again, you and me, and we got the biggest treat right off the top, Bedford versus BG girls basketball.
Yeah, John, it's a little bit of a mixed feeling. You start with it's almost like NASCAR. You start with the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And then it just doesn't get anywhere after that.
Right.
So, it just gets mundane after that. I don't think either coach, if they had their druthers, would like to open up against each other. They'd rather play each other when they're at
How
peak
about this,
form.
Yeah.
And it's, for Bishop Guertin, of course, the memory of last year's, title game drubbing, I think it was 64-48.
Ouch, yeah.
Or 64-46, I think. And, a lot of players on this BG team, most of them are all back. But there is a distinct absence on the Guertin team, and that's Megan Stack, Telegraph Player of the Year. And also one of the top, inside basketball players, centers in the state.
Yeah.
How bad of a March was it for her? First, they lose the title game around, I think it was around the 14th of March. And then 2 or 3 weeks later, towards the end of the month, she tears her ACL in an off-season AAU workout or practice or whatever. And she's going to be out probably till at some point late January, who knows? I don't know what the timetable is. They hope to get her back, but they're not sure they're going to get her back for this season. And one of the reasons they're not sure is they're starting around the same time that they've started before, John. But the season is very condensed this year. It was something they wanted to do a year ago. The finals are February 19th, John Collins.
Wow.
The tournament will be underway. Now get this, the Super Bowl is a week later than it normally is because of the added 17th game in pro football. The Super Bowl is February 13th. The state tournament for Divisions 1 and 2 in basketball will already be underway.
How about that? Yeah, 18-game schedule. Bishop Guertin, again, with sprinkling in the interesting challenges from out of state, including Central Catholic, Cicero North Syracuse stands out at me. Drake they're playing LaSalle. They've got Bedford right off the top.
They've added this year, coming back to a normal schedule, they've added those tough out-of-state teams that they feel will make them a better team, win or lose those games.
Right.
The thing is, it will probably hurt their standing, but Brad Creek doesn't care. Wherever they finish, they finish. Bedford this year, if you look, they've got a lot of height, John. It's a tough matchup, I think, for this smaller Guertin team. It's going to depend on the press and to run. Bedford will probably not run. They'll probably want to slow it down with the height they have. And don't forget, one of the players that you look at with Bedford is Lana McCarthy, sophomore right now, 6'1", 6'2". She dominated them last year in the regular season game in the first half. They took her out of the equation, got her in foul trouble, took her out of the equation in the second half, and BG comes back and wins a big game. Here at this small floor, it'll be interesting to see how it all takes place. BG, their strength right now is their backcourt. It's going to be, Brooke Paquette at the point, and, she is going to run the show. The best soccer player that we've seen this year is also maybe one of the best basketball players.
How about that, yeah.
We've seen this year for BG. But Guertin also, John, Olivia Murray. Olivia Murray has raised her game, from what everybody says, a notch. And she was a scorer last year, probably their best shooter. And this year, they'll depend on her even more to be a scorer because they've got to make up for those points that Megan Stack is not going to give them.
So we'll keep an eye on her. There's going to be introductions before the game, probably the national anthem as well. Our cameraman today is Frank Wallen, executive producer Pete Johnson. next to me, and we'll get to those introductions. But you mentioned, you hit on it right off the bat about how these two teams usually go at it right down to the wire as far as the standings. Maybe even in the playoffs, maybe even the championship game. But in the game one, you don't really know yet what their identity for this season is going to be, right?
No, I think both, like I said, both coaches would rather not do it, and they're both very, that they both get along very well. Brad and Kevin Gibbs, I mean, they're great guys and run great programs, and it's the kids that are the most important thing.
Sure.
In their program, but it's all about making these players better. But with Guertin, their defense, John, is going to have to turn into their offense. That's how they're going to have to play the game.
Right.
Especially on this smaller floor. As the introductions are being done here at the Caligula Dome here on the campus of Bishop Guertin High School. John, did you miss me? It's been a month. It's been a month.
It felt like it just flew by. No, actually, it does feel like we haven't done enough games recently. But this is a much earlier start for the winter sports than we are used to.
Well, the girls is about the same. The boys, who are all playing tonight, Nashua South is hosting Timberlane. Nashua North is hosting Keene. Alvern's playing Merrimack.
Yep.
All of these games, because of the early season. Now, here's what the early season problem, all the condensed schedule creates. Next week is exam week for BG. They run it like a college, so their midterm exams are next week, not in January sometime.
Yeah.
So they're not allowed to play that many games during exam week. So they have a game with Exeter that was scheduled for Tuesday. They had to move that to Saturday afternoon, and they have to play here Friday night.
That's why they moved it. Okay.
So that's why they moved it. So you've got to play a Friday night game and then go on the road. Not only play an afternoon game, but go on the road.
Right
away.
Yeah.
So, it's everything is condensed together. There's hardly any Christmas tournaments. The Cardinals are going away. They are going to my hometown of Albany, New York, that area, Capital District, to play in a holiday tournament. But at the same time, they pay for that on the back end with more regular season games in January. Some teams are playing regular season games over the Christmas break. So it is a different world for high school basketball in this state as we have known it. It will not be the same this winter. And now everyone is rising for the national anthem. I'll tell you what, John Collins, I think this season is snuck up on everyone because I don't see a really packed house here. I don't see a loud house here.
Agreed.
I look over at the student section. Where are the students? I don't really see too many of them.
I tell you, they might be at the Bedford BG boys game
but
tonight,
that's
Tom.
not as big a game, John.
It isn't as big a game. How about that?
It's not.
Why do they have them the same night, though?
Well, they always
do
girls and boys
on
the same night. Yeah, it's been that way for years.
Because that's got to dilute the crowd a little bit. I mean, so we'll see if the lower numbers. Tom's absolutely right. This gym should be packed.
Oh, this gym, and it's not. And it's
not
not
even close. Well, let's see if these fans who are here can make up with
a student crowd over there, John.
Yes.
There should be, it's not a home court. Let's see how much of a home court advantage it is. I think the more home court advantage is going to be this small floor.
Right.
The pressure will be on the Bedford guards and the forwards to come back because of this pressure defense that Guertin always runs.
Of course, Bedford has the talent to compete, if not beat, this Bishop Guertin team right out of the gate. You never know what you're going to get.
Well, John, Bedford's, in my mind, without Stack here, in my mind, Bedford is the favorite.
Is the favorite in this game.
It is the favorite going in for the season.
Right. So we'll see what BG can produce here in the opening quarter. 8-minute quarters in New Hampshire high school boys and girls basketball, and we have those 8 minutes up on the scoreboard right now as we get set to play basketball here. Early December 2021, we are underway with the new high school basketball season. BG winning the opening tap and taking it down court, looking to score first. Inside it goes. Bedford's number 31 is Lana McCarthy.
And that's the word. That is exactly what Bedford wants to do. That's the worst start that you want to see for Bishop Guertin is McCarthy get the ball inside, go up for an easy basket, and get fouled.
Taking it to BG's defense.
Exactly what Kevin Gibbs and the rest of the Bedford community want to see, and they're cheering at home in their place.
Lana McCarthy, just a sophomore, shooting the follow-up free throw, misses it, so it is 2-0 Bedford as BG looks to score their first point. Scoop shot, boy. McCarthy blocks it as Brooke Paquette trying to win her way through traffic.
Yeah, there's the dominance right there. McCarthy's letting everybody know she's here to play. She's already got 2 points and a block.
The fantasy points piling up early for Lana McCarthy. Long shot doesn't go for Bishop Guertin, and now down court. That was Caitlin Wheeler that tried it from distance. Driving baseline, Sydney Grogan, bounce pass, some shoulders contact there. Comes back outside the perimeter, and they let him play as Olivia Murray steals it, drives, and the block by Catherine Allard, but a foul is called. First foul of the game against Bedford.
Bedford volleyball team has gone undefeated 2 years in a row. They have back-to-back state champions. They have trees for kids. And this basketball team looks to be the same type of team. They can elevate. They're long. That's the thing. That's the thing that Brad Creek talked to me about last night when I talked to him. They're very long. And that's what you want as a basketball team, especially defensively.
Olivia Murray doing a good job shielding the ball from that long reach.
Shots are going to be at a premium.
Of Catherine Allard. And
Guertin is going to have to be able to hit from the outside.
And probably hit their free throws too.
And Murray does that. She hit a lot of them last year in the regular season game. But what Guertin doesn't want to have happen, and that's what you need. Guertin needs to have the pressure defense. They have to pressure Bedford and force them into mistakes.
Brooke Muller getting in the passing lane there and intercepting that, knocks it out of bounds.
Last year at Sanborn where that final was, look at, and a good job by Paquette to come back defensively, but she's fouled.
Yeah.
But you cannot let McCarthy get that open as she was, and she looks even more athletic, John, than she did a year ago.
Agreed. Been at the free throw line a couple of times already and misses them both.
And
that one bounces out of bounds.
Practicing those on Monday, that's for sure.
Nobody seems to be interested in stopping the ball from going down the corridor.
No.
It's an interesting bounce.
I know it.
Brad Creek's going to go get it. Actually went all the way down the corridor.
All the way down the corridor.
I've been watching a lot of basketball. I've never seen that happen before.
No, me neither.
Left the building. The ball has left the building, but it's back in the hands of Lana McCarthy for another free throw, and this one is good. She makes that one, 1 of 2, and it's a 3-2 advantage for the Bulldogs for the moment. Doing the ball handling for BG, losing the handle. Brooke Paquette got fouled, so Bedford's number 11 getting called.
She's got that momentum. She's got that energy. She's got that competitive nature. What she has to make sure she does is play under control. And twice now she's been kind of out of control.
And Paquette being guarded by Sydney Grogan. Ball in the hands of Molly Smith. Try to get it back.
Oh,
to
and a
Paquette,
turnover.
and they did turn it over.
Yes, it was tipped and then it went off of Murray's hands.
Bedford pressuring the ball, but BG is too, and they steal the inbounds pass. Ball goes out of bounds, and I think looking for the call was Molly Smith, and I don't blame her.
Yeah,
I thought she got
it, and the referee pointed towards the other side.
Yeah,
he said, "Yeah, he said white ball." So
yeah, he pointed the wrong way. He meant to say
no,
white.
He pointed the right way.
Okay, yeah. Bedford tried to inbound it.
Right.
There's a steal, almost a steal. There's a shot from
wild
the
shot
arc.
by Murray. That's a tough shot to try to think you're going to be able to make when you just throw it up there off the bounce, and there's a bad pass.
There's some early season miscommunication there, Tom, as the ball bounce pass goes out of bounds from Grogan. Mistiming the break of her teammate.
Yep, Sydney Grogan, the junior point guard. Watch out, too, for Sophia Manfini, number 13. She's always been a standout athlete for Bedford.
Brooke Paquette with a stop-and-go dribble. Got cut off at the pass by Grogan. Now trying to split the defense.
You can't force it against that defense.
Heavy contact on Caitlin Wheeler, but no foul. Inside Lana, in it, and basket.
Yeah, cannot allow that either.
Frustration on the part of Brooke Muller. And Lana McCarthy back to the free throw line. I think I'm going to be saying that a lot tonight, Tom. Unfortunately for BG, a lot of Lana McCarthy from the line.
Brad Creek looking for that foul call, didn't get it on the dribble inside.
Rattles in and out.
That's the one thing, you know who to foul.
Yeah.
If you're BG now.
The step back, Brooke Paquette, swish. And the Cardinals tie it up 5-5 with the first three-pointer of the game.
Don't you feel that Bedford has something that BG doesn't?
Absolutely. And McCarthy steps out of bounds.
They've got to get the turnover. They've got to win it, just like in football. You got to win the turnover battle if you're Guertin.
Yeah.
You've got to pressure. You've got to force Bedford into mistakes. And if you're Bedford, you got to just keep your cool and get it to McCarthy down low.
And that might just be enough to overcome the size disadvantage that Tom pointed out and that Bedford enjoys. Right on the face of it, 5-5, BG and Bedford deadlocked. The home team, the Cardinals with the ball.
Seems like a pressure, a little bit of a man-to-man for Bedford. And why not? They've got the height advantage, but I think they'll flip into some kind of a zone.
You mentioned volleyball, Tom. That was one they should have let go long, as a Bedford player actually touched an errant pass from a Cardinal. And then there's another errant pass.
Yep, and Murray just had it go off her fingertips.
So both teams just missing each other with
John,
these
we're
bounce
going to
passes.
see ragged play because this is the first game of a long season. And I'll tell you why in a second. Even though a lot of these kids played off-season basketball and everything else. John, they started practice a week ago last Monday.
A week ago?
Yeah.
Last Monday. There's a basket. No, it rolls off the rim, but yet another foul drawn by a bigger player for Bedford underneath the basket.
Right, and eventually, the Bulldogs, when they get to the line, they're going to hit some of these shots. So
Tom hitting his shots with the camera, even as the players shoot in front of us. Catherine Allard off to the right, misses. So the Bulldogs definitely below 50% shooting from the free throw line to this point. Allard's second shot also misses. BG working hard for the rebound, and they call it off of Lana McCarthy.
Well, McCarthy was trying to be careful so she didn't commit a foul over the back, but in doing so, she wasn't able to reach the ball and knocked it out.
Brooke Paquette, Gagnon covering her. Brooke walking it to the right, the stop-and-go dribble. Through traffic in the basket, rattles it home.
A great pick there, and Paquette took advantage of it.
A 7-5 lead for the Cardinals, their first lead of the game.
Tell you what, though, it's too easy for Bedford getting the ball down. They've worked a lot on their press breaker. You guarantee you that.
Left-handed scoop shot doesn't go for Emma Kazansky, and it's a BG opportunity to go up by 2 scores.
Man-to-man. I'm surprised that they haven't gone zone to try to force BG to hit from the outside. and force those shots. But I think the feeling is with Kevin Gibbs that he's got a team that matches up very well defensively.
Molly Smith dribbling into the double team. Bedford knocks it out of bounds. The Cardinals get it back in.
It's really, John, Murray and Paquette are going to have to be the two that guide this team.
Molly Smith also seeking to contribute.
She's got to get rid of it.
Timeout. A strategic timeout there by Brad Creek.
Yep, Smith had not dribbled herself, but found herself in a corner and couldn't get rid of it. And those are situations, John, that happen when you haven't practiced a lot as a team.
4:09 to go in the first quarter.
You know, they started the Monday after Thanksgiving is when everybody took the floor.
Was officially allowed to practice together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that comes up on you quick.
Well, it's a week and a half of practice, basically. You know, it's 5 days, 9 days of practice.
Yep.
That's the one thing that a lot of the coaches I've talked about, boys and girls, do not like about this condensed schedule is they don't like the lack of practice time.
Right.
Because it cuts down practices. And not only that, but the practices you do have are going to be lighter because you can't, wear these kids out because they're going to be playing maybe 3 games in some weeks.
Well, breaking ankles, as they say. Brooke Paquette with a tremendous cut back to the left, put her defender on the court, sitting down, but misses the shot.
And another foul on Guertin.
Yeah, Bedford has a chance to tie this thing up again.
Well, soon Bedford's going to be going to the line. They're going to be they'll be shooting a lot of free throws in this game. Is it on Guertin? Let me see.
You might be right, but they would not be yet in the penalty, correct?
Yeah, it'd be close. No, the foul wasn't. It was on Bedford.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. So that's
there you go.
Cardinals
That's the switch.
Situation. Yep.
Brooke Paquette's going to inbound this. She finds Olivia Murray underneath. The shot by Hadara Oching never really got toward the rim. Went straight up.
And Oching is somebody they're going to count on because of the fact that they don't have Stack.
3-point attempt by Sophia Mumpini is missed, but Bedford gets the rebound. Sydney Grogan directing traffic. What a nice pass underneath, but McCarthy can't convert.
No, she can't.
On the feed, and BG trying to fast break their way to 2, drawing the foul.
And that cuts, that's a gamble right there with the drive to the hoop because it could go the other way, but Guertin's going to go to the line to shoot 2 with 3:27 left here in the first quarter.
Madeline, I was going to say that was not 10, that was 30.
30.
That was Caitlin Wheeler driving to the basket. Those are so subjective calls, those charges or blocks. Which one is it in that case? Caitlin Wheeler earned the block. A couple of the starters come off the court. Kevin Gibbs substituting here just over 4 minutes into the first quarter.
That's the other thing. You're going to use a lot of your players because you want to keep everybody fresh because of this schedule, but you also want to take a look at some people.
Right.
Here's the pressure that Guertin is trying.
And Bedford bobbles it in the
works.
steal. Catherine Daly, fast break. Stop, pop, and basket. Good from Olivia Murray.
Yep, that's what they need. They need those points off the pressure defense, and Kevin Gibbs has seen enough. He's going to talk it over as Guertin has rolled out to an 11-5 lead here in the first quarter.
Well, they tied it up with a 3-pointer, Tom.
Down 5-2, and then all of a sudden they had run off 9 straight points. 9
unanswered, and that is the story on the scoreboard right now. So nice burst for BG here in the first quarter. Up 11-5. Our cameraman this evening is Frank Wallant. He's at midcourt. We've got a nice bird's eye seat here on the stage of Bishop Guertin High School in Nashua. We welcome our Bedford cable TV viewers who are watching this live. And of course, going on simultaneously, Bedford viewers can also see that BG boys, Bedford boys game going on their alternate BC TV station. But as Tom said, this is the one you want to watch.
This is it.
Because these are the juggernauts in girls basketball.
Another turnover. Bedford now with 5 turnovers by my count.
So BG winning the turnover battle in a big way. Part of the reason they're up 11-5 with just under 3 minutes left to go first quarter. Oh, that's heavy contact. Hopefully nobody's knees are hurt after that collision. Brooke Paquette getting up off the floor.
Again, the Cardinals are trying to force that layup. They're trying to force the inside against that pressure defense, against that defense, half-court defense by Bedford. It's getting them to the foul line in some cases. In others, these referees are not making this clear. There's a lot of confusion over whose ball it is and everything else. So
I guess it's game one for the refs too.
Yeah, I think so. But the players don't seem to know. I mean,
Lila Stein guarding her, but Paquette able to get to the basket, gets a rebound back. Olivia Murray in and out. Rebound BG. Oh, huge play, Tom.
Man, BG on the offensive boards make that play. And
Hannah Lynch with a terrific play.
Yep.
Especially, you know, in the land of the Giants underneath there, to come away with that, and not only come away with it, but to go right back up and score, trying to make it a three-point play, and she does, right down the middle. It's a 14-5 advantage, 9 points. BG is up, and they have gone on a 12-0 run.
I thought just that offensive rebounding by Guertin.
Yep. BG has done better handling the ball, and they continue to as they put the press on and get another turnover. Hannah Lynch takes it into the corner. They swing it around for the open shot. Doesn't go. Wow, that would have been big.
That would have been big. And
they throw it away. Bedford just giving Christmas gifts early to BG here. That was a travel I think she got away with.
She did, but she turned it over. Why? Because she ran right into McCarthy. That's why Guertin's got to play under control. The helter-skelter defense is great, but they've got to do something about their offense.
And a much-needed basket for Bedford. Helter-skelter is right. Catherine Pennick gives a momentary basket of relief for Bedford, who had allowed a 12-0 run before that.
And see, look at Paquette. Paquette's trying to dribble through three people, looking for the foul calls. That's not going to work a lot of times tonight. They're on to them right now.
Classic case of trying to do too much. Working for that rebound. Nice job by Catherine Daly to steal it away from two Bedford players who surrounded her on the defensive end. Guertin, the shot from distance, that's going to be short. Rebound, Lana McCarthy.
Guertin is wasting some offensive opportunities, John.
Certainly
they
did.
They could be up by about 15 right now.
Yeah, they left at least 6 points on the table.
No doubt about it.
In the last 30 seconds. Bedford, meanwhile, trying to cut into this 7-point deficit with under a minute to go in the first quarter. McCarthy put her shoulder down, and what are they going to call? Offensive foul?
No foul call, or do they? Yes, they are. They're going to call offensive foul.
You don't see that very much.
That looked ticky-tack to me.
Oh, because the play hadn't even developed yet. Wow, that's going to be alarm bells for Bedford if McCarthy's going to get called that tightly.
Well, now McCarthy is on the bench.
Yep.
And Guertin needs to take advantage of that.
40 seconds to work with, up 7.
Good defense by Pennick on Murray. They know who they have to guard in this game.
This is Catherine Wheeler handing it off. Driving corner.
Wide open.
Open shot, long on the shot, an air ball.
You've got to make that. You've got to take advantage of that opportunity for BG.
The stop from the top of the key, that would have been for 3, doesn't go. The Cardinals have 10 seconds to work with, but they're going right to the hoop.
Oh, great court vision by Murray as she finds the trailer down, finds the play ahead of her.
Half-court shot, misses, and BG takes a 16-7 lead into the second quarter.
They needed that basket at the end of the quarter, but great pass by Olivia Murray.
Fast break basket, textbook basket really there by the Cardinals, and a very encouraging quarter for Bishop Guertin players, the fans, and their coach. Brad Creek, who's in the middle of the huddle right now, And he's got to like what he sees
Oh,
to
he's
this
got
point.
to.
Meanwhile, Bedford's got to clean some things up on the ball handling end. It was a rough end to the quarter there. As
It could be one of those games, John, where it could be two different games. You never know.
Right? But there's only so many of those 14-2 runs that Bedford can withstand if they want to stay in this game. They are trailing now by 9 points. And of course, you just do some quick math. 7 points a quarter is not going to cut it for the Bulldogs. They'll be needing to get Lana McCarthy back on the court and getting potent again underneath, but she will start the second quarter on the bench. BG trying to pick up where they left off with a 16-7 lead in the ball, and they get called for a foul, an elbow on the inbounds pass. Well, both teams getting called closely. Another call you don't see very often.
Exactly.
Trying to push off with the elbow. And Olivia Murray got called for it. The Bulldogs trying to score first here in the second quarter as they did it to open the game. Trailing 16-7. Looking for a teammate to pass to, and finally coming out for it is Sophia Mumpini. Mumpini in the corner to Lila Stein. Stein back to Mumpini. As the ball overhead goes back in the corner to Stein. Trying to get it underneath to Emma Kazansky, but Kazansky's covered too well by Hannah Lynch. Outside the arc it goes. Mumpini trying to get a lane. Stops, pops, kind of an off-balance shot, and BG's defense yields
look at the move by
turnover.
Murray to get around the Mumpini.
The behind-the-back dribble, the scoop shot
But
short.
again, you've got to be under control. If the break is there, take it. If it's not, don't force it if you're BG.
Kajansky got the sure-handed rebound underneath. We still have yet to see a basket here in the second quarter, a minute in. Bedford trying to come back from down at 9. 16-7 the score. Mumpini took a step and gave it back to her left on the sideline. Good quick pass, taking it back out underneath, trying to draw the foul. It's out of bounds off Bedford. BG basketball. Bedford gets their starting point guard back into the game, as does the Cardinals, with Brooke Paquette for BG checking back into the game, along with Sydney Grogan for Bedford in tandem.
It's Bedford ball on that. It went off BG.
Oh, okay. I'd like to see that one again. That went off the bottom of the backboard and straight out. Grogan dribbling through traffic, kind of just lost the handle and launched herself and got no sympathy from the official in front of us. So I think that was a good non-call.
Again, the Cardinals have got to play under control, but they've got to take advantage of no McCarthy, John. They're doing it defensively, but not offensively.
Exactly, yeah, we have scoreless right here. Almost 2 full minutes into the second quarter.
Yeah, there's a lot of space there. There should have been a cutter going in. Instead, they're depending on Paquette, who's been off balance dribbling.
Dishes it into the corner. There was a good look for BG, but they don't get it to go on the three-point attempt by Catherine Daly. Bedford's going to slow it down near midcourt. Sydney Grogan directing traffic, trying to clear out underneath and drive, and she gets cut off at the pass by Paquette. Hands it off. Dribbling in traffic now is Emma Kajansky. Kajansky back to Grogan. Bedford having all kinds of problems finding an open shot.
All straight man-to-man, it looks like.
Yes, it is. Bedford, Grogan. Kind of a combination zone and man-to-man, it looks like. Paquette guarding Grogan. She's got to give it up, and it's a three-point attempt that misses everything. Bedford saves it from out of bounds, but right into the willing hands of Molly Smith underneath. Basket, no, it's in and out.
Things are just moving a little too quick for both teams, I think.
Whoever had the under in the second quarter is looking good here. No points scored through 3 full minutes. When does that happen in Bedford BG basketball? Underneath baseline, just barely staying in bounds. Wide open three is good.
Yeah, you cannot allow that.
Yep.
Yep.
That was the most wide open shot of the quarter and the best shot of the quarter.
But then BG comes right back with the layup.
Well, the floodgates open all of a sudden after 3.5 minutes
if
scoreless.
I'm Kevin Gibbs, I'm not happy about that. We just hit a big three and we don't get back on defense.
Yeah, exactly. Catherine.
Gibbs is on the floor. Look at this. John, he's out on the court about 2 feet out.
He is illegal, Tom.
Exactly.
Oh,
Good
my God.
Lord.
He's almost in the play.
He was.
Grogan off the glass, no good. He needs one of those people in college football to reel the coach back in. The drive.
Pass.
Maybe one pass too many, Tom was going to say, but BG survives
I thought it was, but Guertin comes back with it. Now it's a 10-point lead, 20-10, 3:57 left here in the first half.
2010 court vision for BG there to keep that double-digit lead.
Oh, travel on that.
Yep. The officials just letting them play right now.
Yeah.
Bedford trying to climb up on over that 10-point mark. It took them a while to get there. Sideline.
And they're
Bulldogs.
fronting the inside player, Guertin is. Almost forced another turnover. It's the one thing that Guertin, here comes McCarthy back in. So I don't think the Cardinals took real full advantage
I agree.
of her absence.
Well, they kind of nursed the lead that they already had, but they didn't really put any greater distance, maybe 1 point.
Right.
They're up 10 instead of 9.
And now they're going to have to
Arrested McCarthy loses the handle.
Oh, boy. Now see what Paquette. 1-on-2, she's got to pull
Kicks
up.
it outside. Hannah Lynch driving. No good.
Got to make that shot.
McCarthy just stands there and reaches up over everybody to snatch it. Bedford looking for only their second basket. Instead, it's a steal for Caitlin Wheeler to Paquette, and it is no good, but she'll go to the line for 2. BG with a couple of those attempted lay-ins that got unfriendly bounces on their home court rim. Brooke Paquette to the line to shoot a pair with 3:02 to go in the first half. And the Cardinals leading by 10. That's good. Make it 11. 21-10 is the score. Good.
Again, one of the big factors is this floor. This is a small gym. It's where Guertin is able to I don't think they've lost a game here.
Wow.
In a long time. And I think the last, in-state in a long time. And then, it goes back to, I think, 2018 when Mercy beat them here.
I don't want to jinx it, but Brooke Paquette's got a free throw form that a lot of NBA players would envy. Outside, inside. The scoop hook shot is good. How about that by Ava Dubois, the junior guard? A scoop hook. 22-12, still a 10-point lead for Bishop Guertin. Brooke Paquette putting on another dribbling display. Hadara Oching in the game, number 3 for the Cardinals. Hannah Lynch to Oching, swings it over. Far sideline, Caitlin Wheeler around the perimeter.
Lynch is another player who she traveled, she got away with that.
And she throws it up, doesn't get the bounce.
She's missed her last 3 layup attempts.
Yep. Grogan,
look at this, all wide open.
On the wing, and it's good. Good vision by Grogan, and even better shot by Bishop Guertin.
Wide open player, and you saw it.
That was 21. Sydney Suazo with a nice shot, got her body under control and nothing but net. 8-point lead for the Cardinals, 22-4.
And
the intimidation factor,
there you
Tom.
see it, exactly, the McCarthy factor.
She shied away, went left hand, and never got it close to the rim. So,
Guertin needs, John, that defense to produce offense.
Yeah,
the defense is getting them the ball, but the offense isn't finishing.
Yeah. Need a few more finishes off this good defense.
Yeah,
and
I see, you get a wide open player like that, I see that as fatigue a little bit right now.
Grogan through traffic, nicely done by Sydney Grogan.
Yeah, there's fatigue right now going on with Guertin. They're a little tired.
You're right, because that's a drive that Grogan wasn't able to do when BG had fresher legs earlier in the half. 22-16, underneath, off the fingertips, saves it. It's
a drain of a 3.
Caitlin Wheeler, deadly from outside.
They needed that.
They did. Wow, that preserves their big lead. Back to 9 up, 25-16.
But
Under a
again,
minute.
first game, you played near the end of the first half. Conditioning is a factor. Let's see what it's like this time in the fourth quarter.
Bodies hitting the floor, and they got a travel call.
McCarthy.
Well, not liking these refs tonight.
All
is Lana
sorts
McCarthy.
of breaks for Guertin.
Yep.
Yet it's only a 9-point game. If I'm Kevin Gibbs, the way my team is played right now, I'm almost thrilled that I'm only down 9.
Well, it might depend on what happens in the next 30 seconds.
Another team would be down 20, I guarantee it.
Probably right about that. And here is BG's opportunity.
Mauled.
Bedford probably smart there, going for the steal instead of letting BG just kill off the rest of the half. It is a penalty situation, 1-1, so the first will be
John, there's another
live.
factor here that's different with BG this year. Kyle Tave has been Brad Creek's right-hand man ever since he took the job in 2015. Tave retired. He gave it up. So Mike Paquette, who's a former head coach at Drayton High School, Brooks' father, is now
joining forces.
Is now the assistant, Brad Creek's right-hand man.
That's a good team in itself. And
it's
so
a
Brooke
11-point
Paquette
lead.
with more good free throw shooting. She's the one you don't want to foul.
What that free throw did was just give BG a time to breathe a little bit defensively.
Back up 11, 17. That's a travel.
Oh, man. The turnovers just keep mounting for this Bedford team. They are in double figures, at least with 12.
Molly Smith will inbound it. Plenty of time here for Bishop Guertin to get a quality shot off. Leading by 11, 27-16. 10 seconds left in the half. Brooke Paquette dribbles to her right. Runs into Lana and
one more
stops.
pass, and she's got to shoot it now.
The scoop shot, easy block, but the follow-up no good. Would have been too late, I think, anyway.
Yeah.
So a 11-point lead for the Cardinals going into the half.
Don't you feel it should be more, though?
It should be.
Yeah.
The flip side of that is that I don't see Bedford really putting things together, and right now they need to correct a lot that's wrong with their offense
John,
to come back.
It's not rocket science.
No, it's Lana McCarthy.
Yes, down low McCarthy, down low McCarthy,
Yeah.
down low McCarthy until
down low up high to McCarthy.
You're right.
Yeah,
yeah. But have her down low, and until BG proves they can stop it, or Bedford shoots themselves in the foot too much with it, as they have a couple of times. But that's what you're looking at right now. We are at halftime, everybody. It is 27-16 in favor of Bishop Guertin over Bedford. I'm Tom King. He's John Collins. Frank Wallen on camera. Pete Johnson, our executive producer, and he made an executive decision to go do other work and leave us to play here.
It's a busy concert season, and he's got his hands full with that.
He sure does.
This is going to be an exciting conclusion, I think, Tom.
It will be.
You know, if you caught the football game the other night, 29-0, and the Steelers came back, don't count Bedford out at all here, down 27-16.
Not at all. So we will be back with the second half.
We all have important decisions to make about how to keep ourselves and our loved ones safe from COVID-19. What we now know from the over 400 million Americans, including 15 million children, and the over 2 billion people worldwide that have received COVID-19 vaccine, that they have an excellent safety record. They are very effective in preventing serious illness, long-term health effects, hospitalization, and death. And this is especially true for the most vulnerable, pregnant women and people with immune problems. So please, if you haven't been vaccinated yet and you still have questions, speak to your healthcare provider. Please be safe.
Welcome back, everybody, to Bishop Guertin High School in Nashua. We are in the opening game of the 2021-22 winter basketball season. And we start off with the Clash of the Titans. Bishop Guertin hosting Bedford. The Bulldogs trailing by 9. 27-16. They start off with the opening possession, and they miss their opening shot. Wrestling for the rebound, Brooke Paquette comes away with it. And down court, three-point attempt, rattles in and out.
Little greedy.
Yeah, would have been an exclamation point to start the half. Instead, they come up empty on the shot by Caitlin Wheeler.
But again, look at the play in the first half. They did a good job fronting.
Wheeler cuts it inside, scoop shot, good!
Oh, what a shot
what
by
kind of
Wheeler.
spin, what kind of diabolical spin did she put on that shot to make it go?
It didn't look like she had a chance, did it?
No, perfectly done. So 2 points for the Cardinals to start the second half. That means they're up double digits again. 29-16. Actually, they already were up by 11. That's
McCarthy,
13.
weak side rebound.
And a basket for Bedford, much needed.
Weak side rebound.
8-minute quarters. We are a minute in, and both teams have scored. 29-18. BG still up by 11. Inside, Molly Smith gets the shot up and in.
Molly Smith is somebody they're going to need inside points from as well. And she comes through in that play.
13-point lead for the Cardinals. They are up and over the 20 and 30-point plateaus before Bedford. Long shot doesn't go. Lana underneath and a basket.
You know what's tough about that is Paquette had position. And unfortunately, she gave it up to the bigger player who was able to get the basket and the foul.
Well, that's the formula, Tom. Twin towers out there now for Bedford. Catherine Allard and Lana McCarthy, by far the tallest players on the court, play for the same team, but they missed the free throw.
Well, Bedford from the foul line has not been good. They have not taken advantage of their opportunities. This would be a 4 or 5 point game if they had.
Brooke Paquette, the game's leading scorer with 9 after the first half. Dishes underneath, and McCarthy gets called for at least her second foul. As Hadara Oching went up strong with it.
That's more than her second. I believe that's number 3 because she's coming out of the game.
Yeah, I think she got one early and later in the first half, and then that'd be number 3. Kevin Gibbs not taking her out yet. Oh, she's got a substitution ready. Yeah, she is coming off the floor. So that is a bonus for BG, limiting Lana McCarthy's court
And
time.
now if you're Guertin, I'll tell you in a second.
You want to make some hay?
Well, you got to make hay there at the foul line. You didn't do it. You've got to make hay with McCarthy out of the game. But here's what you do when she comes back in the game. You go right at her and force more fouls.
Sydney Grogan, Catherine Allard going baseline, throws it up, no good, gets the rebound back, and the second bite of the apple is true.
Guertin's not doing a job securing the ball underneath. Did a better job in the first half, and they've let Bedford with 2 high percentage baskets.
Guertin up by 11, feels like they could be up by 20. Out of bounds off the leg of a Bedford player.
The one thing that you really look at here for Guertin is they need experience. They've got 2 players.
Don't be hurt, Brooke Paquette.
Yeah, that's just it. You got 2 players. Oh, you saw her take a lot of tumbles in soccer, too.
She got that, I think, that left knee in a collision earlier in the first half, and it's probably still bugging her. She got hit on it again.
Yeah, you're right. Yep, I see her right there.
She's playing through it.
Yep.
That's a difficult pass that they complete. Back up top, Oching stops, pops, doesn't get it to go, all by herself for the rebound.
Oh.
Caitlin Wheeler with a gimme, and that doesn't go. And Bedford trying to answer.
A lot of good looks for Guertin and not able to take advantage of it.
Good bat away to poke it out of the hands of the opponent there by Oching, but Bedford maintains possession. Up top it goes to Sydney Grogan. She's going to slow it down a bit to her left. Bedford trailing by 11. They're going to call that foul. The reach in on Oching.
Yep, Oching went in to be the double teamer. Saw a chance to get the basketball.
Hadara Oching, one of the 2 tallest players on the BG roster. The other, as Tom mentioned, is out with an ACL, Megan Stack. Oching comes off, though. She's a 6-footer. She made an impact in her minutes on the court. 3 minutes played, 11-point lead still for Bishop Guertin. That's what they had at the half. In the corner, The taller player for Bedford
And
nails
you know
the
what?
shot.
And that's what Bedford's got to do, hit it from the outside. If it's not working inside, they've got to hit it from the outside. Oh, saved by Guertin.
Save from the over the half-court line. Stops, pops, and doesn't get the bounce, does Olivia Murray.
Guertin's gone cold. Brad Creek seems to be saving his timeouts for later on, but right now, I think his team needs one.
And if Bedford scores, you can better believe he's going to call one.
Yep, exactly.
As this could cut the lead down to 5.
Oh.
Underneath, sealing the gaps now, Bishop Guertin. Sydney Grogan to her left as BG switches off, going with kind of a zone now instead of man-to-man.
Bedford is hurting Guertin on the wings. Their wings are playing really well right now.
Grogan looking for an opening, looking for a seam, spinning, gets baseline, hook shot, no good. The taller player underneath prevails on the rebound, but can't get it to go. Emma Kajansky with a great chance there. On the wing, Wheeler. Across, open shot, Murray off to the right.
That didn't look good from the start.
Rebound by Emma Kajansky, and
They got to get Murray untracked.
Right. They're missing her points. She's
yeah,
just
they
not
are. She's got 5 in the
in
first
yet.
half, and that's it. They need more from Murray if they're going to win this game.
7-point deficit. Bedford can smell.
Oh, look at that. Right down the lane.
What?
Yeah, you're going to get the call there, but it's just, that didn't look like contact. That looked like a block shot to me.
And the shocked expression on Brooke Muller's face tells you.
But when you've got 1-on-3 and you don't get the shot, you're probably going to get the whistle.
You cannot convince Brooke Muller that she made contact with the shooter there. It was all ball, she thinks, and I think she might be right, but Sydney Grogan's at the line to shoot free throws and misses. And Bedford's really been hurt themselves at the line.
Killed themselves from the line. And right now, one of the players, Catherine Allard, is really the freshman for Bedford. She's a freshman. Looks like she's a senior the way she's played out there, number 23. She's helped minimize the absence of McCarthy. Because, boy, the way this game started with McCarthy down low, you looked like it was going to be a tough one. Boy, does anybody hit free throws anymore, John?
Only Brooke Paquette, Tom.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
Nails them all. But everybody else struggling mightily. Paquette with that great dribble, and she doesn't get it to go, though. What an unfriendly bounce it was again on the home rim. Brilliant drive by Brooke Paquette. Boy, she just makes people fall over with that crossover dribble. With speed.
Guertin just can't buy a basket.
Good inbounds play, Lynch to Paquette.
Only 4 points in this quarter for the Cardinals.
Spin move, driving. Oh, it doesn't go. But a great drive by Brooke Paquette. Boy, her knees have taken 3 hard hits in this game.
If I'm her, I put pads on those knees.
Yeah, I think that might be a game 2 strategy, Tom.
I put pads on those
fourth quarter
knees.
strategy if she has them. Yeah.
Great game so far, though. Not well played, but a great game in terms of back and forth. And there you go,
I'll tell you what, Tom, King Free Throw Academy. What do you think?
Well, she did. I couldn't take her money. I couldn't. She tried to enroll. I said, no, Brooke, you don't need it.
You're right. Watch the spin on the ball. Oh, it's just delicious.
9-point game.
I mean, that is perfect.
And this is what Guertin's got to do. They got to get their legs back and get the press going, and there it is.
Brooke Paquette with the steal. She has been dynamite in this game.
She's got to take it over. Someone for Guertin's got to take the lead role here.
Good no-look pass there to Brooke Paquette.
Yeah, you don't want
she
to
almost
get
got surprised by it on the feed from Olivia Murray. The stop and go, feeding the open player. Murray from the corner, no good, long on the shot. Following is Brooke Paquette. Oh, Larry Bird-esque as she follows her teammates' miss and the teardrop. Steal, Bishop Guertin on a roll. Murray gets it.
Murray is forcing
blocked,
it. Murray is forcing it right now.
11-point lead for Bishop Guertin. It just feels like Bedford's fortunate. That's all it is.
Timeout,
Kevin
Bedford,
Gibbs.
1:50 left. A good timeout by Kevin Gibbs. But if I'm Brad Creek, I just tell my team, just keep playing defense hard. Don't count on whistles because they're unpredictable right now.
I think I see Brooke Paquette breathing hard, Tom. So I just want to report that she is human. She's been playing some dynamite basketball, though, and including at the free throw line, just on another level. And she is the reason why BG is leading by 11 points right now with 1:50 to go in the third quarter. Once again, welcoming our Bedford fans on BC TV to our Nashua ETV fans. Let's hope that this is a precursor of a great Bishop Guertin season to come. They certainly have an action-packed schedule. Their next game locally is not for a week. They were going to play Exeter on Tuesday, but instead they'll play next Friday.
Play next Friday here against Londonderry, which was a rematch of last year's semis, but Londonderry's down a little bit, I think, this year.
That's a 6:30 start if you're planning to maybe go. And then they hit the road, Jack. That's 5 road games in a row after that Londonderry game next Friday.
Well, not only do they hit the road with their schedule in terms of the in-state, the games that during the regular season.
But the quality of the competition?
Well, no, they got to go to Albany, New York over the holidays.
Oh, that's right, too.
So they'll
that's
be
not even on this piece of paper.
No, they'll be on the road for a while.
So Bedford wants to go on a roll of their own, and they got to start with McCarthy, but her jump hook doesn't go. Kind of a line drive that never got above the rim. And Paquette with the ball in her hands, looking to deal. She dishes it underneath. And Muller, a little bit of an elbow on McCarthy, and a WTF moment from McCarthy there, literally, as that came to her lips.
A what?
No, I won't elaborate.
A what?
That's literally what she said.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep. She did get the competition elbow from, I guess what you'd call that, Tom, is the people's elbow, if I could borrow from The Rock.
Did she get hit with the foul? Was that on her?
Well, McCarthy got hit with the foul. She's
on
got
that
4
play.
on
so
that
must
play.
Be 4, I believe.
That's 4. And you know what, though? There could have been, if the official saw it, could have been unsportsmanlike conduct
free throw missed
against Brooke Muller. She doesn't want to do too much of that. She got the foul call, so that was damage enough, but she kind of threw an elbow into McCarthy after the play.
12-point game, but watch out for that fourth quarter where everybody's conditioning is going to be a factor.
Yeah.
But you can tell, John, opening night, ragged play,
Double team on the ball, and Bedford doesn't save it. It's out of bounds.
Another turnover.
At the opening tip, Bedford won it. They scored 2 points easily with Lana McCarthy underneath, and it looked like might be a long night going up against the Bedford Bigs for BG. Instead, it's been downhill for the Bulldogs from there. The Cardinals winning the turnover battle, winning the free throw battle, and now they're trying to win the battle of the bodies on the floor.
I don't think they called a jump ball here.
Not one.
They did not call a jump. Did they call a foul?
This might be the first game we've done where we go through the whole thing. Let's see, without a jump ball. Paquette fakes the pass, goes to the basket, and again doesn't get the bounces. She got a few of those more, she'd be up over 20 points scored in this game. Cardinals muscling some passes to each other with Bedford Bulldogs all over them, and then
Bedford's half-court defense is very aggressive. They're going to take their chances with the fouls.
That's a frustrated Kevin Gibbs, the Bedford coach over there, Tom.
It
he
is.
Looked down the court. He had to take a walk because he knows his team can play a lot better, and so it's the first game, and a lot of stuff's gone wrong that they need to correct. Obviously, they will. But a tough stretch here, and a steal on the inbound play.
Here's the freshman. Nice pass.
The Bulldogs with the open shot, and it doesn't go.
But the offensive rebounding for Bedford is showing up in this third quarter. It's kept them in the game. It literally has kept them in the game.
Sidney Grogan has it taken away.
Oh.
Down court come the Cardinals. Catherine Daly puts the brakes on. Paquette trailing, had it stolen away by
Yeah, I thought that was a
the
foul.
Bulldogs. I think you're right. Heavy contact.
Yep. 10 seconds
Oh, wow.
left.
This has turned into a little bit of a rugby match
It really
right now.
has. Guertin's got to look up. There's 3 seconds left. They've got to know it.
3 seconds. Brooke Paquette floater.
Yeah.
No good. That's the
She
right
took it.
idea.
She took her time down there.
Yeah.
You needed to have a little bit more urgency. Look up at the clock. Know how much is left when you get the ball in your hands.
Right. 36-24. The Cardinals lead by 12. A physical, fast-paced third quarter.
It's a different game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not what we're used to seeing with BG and Bedford.
I believe, Tom, that BG scored, was it 10 points in that quarter?
9.
They had 26 at
9.
9.
27-16.
27 they had at the end of the half. 36, so I guess 11 points scored by. It's it is a 12-point lead.
Yeah, they still outscored
Cardinals.
Bedford 9-8.
Yeah, they did outscore them. Bedford
But
only
it's
got
just-
8 points.
Yeah, this is just not what we're used to with
No.
these two teams. And this is what you're seeing with turnover in terms of
Yeah.
personnel. And also, practice started Monday.
Yep. So
And-
a 7-point first quarter for Bedford, an 8-point third quarter, and in between they scored, I guess, 15 plus 6. They scored 21 in the second quarter. Is that right?
No.
No, I'm doing my math wrong.
At the end of one, it was 16-7.
Right.
So basically the game has stayed the way it's been the entire time.
15 and 15 and oh yeah. Well, I guess they got
John, don't do the math.
16 points in the
Don't worry about
No.
it, John.
11.
Don't worry.
Still
Just
Sidney Grogan.
Stay away from the stats, John.
In the corner.
Again, this is going to come down to defense. Bedford's got to get somebody hot from the outside because they don't have McCarthy.
Long shot is missed to the right.
Yep. And now if you're BG, what do you want to do here? Do you want to run the ball? Do you want to take your time, milk some clock? 7:27 left. Kind of play a little bit slower pace.
They want to hit more shots. The scoop shot doesn't go, and now Bedford
Boy,
off to the
Olivia
races.
Murray cannot buy a basket.
Oh, you're right.
She cannot buy a basket. She had the move, she had the good shot, and just did not go.
Bedford
Oh, you see,
driving.
look at that. You allow that to happen, and that means
The triple team, though, collapsed, and she kicked it
Yeah.
out instead of shooting
you
it.
allow that drive.
Brooke Paquette up ahead. Doesn't go for Molly Smith.
This is ragged basketball.
Yeah, that's the word.
It really is.
No points yet here in the fourth quarter. And we are almost 90 seconds in. Sidney Grogan runs into a double team. Gets the ball back, kicks it out. Shot from the top of the key. That would be a two-pointer. Doesn't go. And wrestling the ball away. That was a jump ball?
No.
That was a
Foul.
foul.
That was a
Wow,
foul,
they don't
yeah.
call jump balls. That's it.
No, well, she tried to wrestle it, and she threw her to the ground, and she's hurting her. She's holding on to her elbow.
Not good. Yeah, you're right. Oching to the line.
Yeah,
Hadara.
Oching did a good job to wrestle that ball and keep control of it. But gotta hit the free throws.
Yeah, take some
Yeah.
pressure off if they hit a few.
Yeah.
If they hit a few baskets, too, underneath. Some good looks. Ball just not falling. Oching misses the front end of a one-and-one. And the Bulldogs.
But that's big to know now. Bedford is in the penalty.
Yes. And who's not on the court still, Tom, as we play
It's Lana McCarthy,
into the Atlanta McCarthy.
who looked at the beginning of the game like she was going to dominate.
Yes. Instead, foul trouble right after. The Cardinals trying to add to a 36-24 lead.
Got to be movement, Brad Creek says. There's got to be movement. You've got to move the ball. This is their wheel.
Up top, on the side.
Not trying to force anything. You got to be careful you don't travel.
Good pass. Ochin gets fouled.
And gets
Big
the hook.
basket. On the feed
She's been on the
from
cusp
Caitlin
of
Wheeler.
She's been on the cusp of doing things all night, and finally she connects. And it's a 14-point BG lead. Wow.
Caitlin Wheeler finding Adara Oching, who Adara put herself in a position to succeed, doesn't get the free throw, and nearly an offensive rebound on the missed free throw by Hannah Lynch. And matter of fact, she won possession as the ball gets knocked out of bounds by the Bulldogs.
Timeout, Guertin with 6:01 to play.
Interesting
38-24.
timeout there. You know, I mean, I guess Bedford could have called 20 timeouts as their struggles continue. A couple of turnovers they could ill afford here in their defensive end. As the Spirit team, the cheerleaders for Bishop Guertin, entertain during the timeout. Brad Crick and his assistants, Mike Paquette and Scott Brannon. And Bedford with head coach Kevin Gibbs, pretty much by himself. Is that right, Tom? He's got an assistant over there that's not listed.
Yeah.
But was a curiosity before the game started what type of strength the taller players on Bedford would provide and what impact they might have on the final score. Tom did go as far as to say that on paper or first glance, Bedford would be the favorite going into this game.
I thought because I definitely thought that.
But the ball handling has been a difference.
Yep.
And the free throws and the play really of Brooke Paquette.
I definitely thought that McCarthy, with Stack not around, was going to be able to do some things, and she's back on the floor now, so we're going to try to see if she can do some things.
I imagine if you took the chains off your snow tires, you might be able to drag Brooke Paquette out of this game, Tom, with her banged-up knee and
you
everything.
don't want that. A turnover,
No.
a hard pass off Oching's legs.
I was going to say, I think Brooks
and a
played every
gift.
minute. She actually sat down a little bit in the first half, a little bit, I think.
Yeah, you had a chance there if you're Guertin to take a 16-point lead.
The kick out. Bedford struggling to get the open shot. Now they do. That was a little too easy.
That was.
Emma Kajansky wants more of that.
Right
Lana
off the
McCarthy's
turnover.
back out there for the Bedford. This is when they need
Murray,
to make the big push.
no.
Murray misses. McCarthy rebound.
Murray just cannot buy the hoop.
No.
The lid is shut on Olivia Murray.
Grogan gets it inside to McCarthy. And
Double team, and they get a block on McCarthy. Unbelievable.
And good hustle. Bedford coming back. McCarthy
Nice
actually was boxed out. I think, Tom, her shot hit the bottom of the backboard. She allowed herself to be boxed too far
There's
underneath
no
the
way
basket.
Alana McCarthy should have given up that ball, John. She had complete control down low.
So Bedford's offensive struggles continue.
Guertin's offensive.
Yeah, that's not too much better at the moment.
No,
but,
exactly.
But they have the luxury
they have
of
a
the
12-point
big
lead,
lead.
but a couple of threes cut that right in half.
Driving, Murray's going to get it stolen away.
Yeah, Murray she's just having a tough night.
And
Look at
Paquette
Paquette.
says it, but it has to bat it away into the Bedford JV players. It was a good game before the game as the Bedford and BG JV went at it, and it was a BG one-point victory.
And again, McCarthy down low can't get the hoop.
Brooke Paquette, the captain of this offense, the point guard, hands it off to Molly Smith. Molly Smith to Murray, Hadara Oching, and everybody's touched it now as Caitlin Wheeler gives it
because
back.
what they're doing, John, is they're trying to milk clock. But you know what? At some point, you've got to put the ball in the hoop.
Olivia Murray.
And I say get it to Paquette. Unless Wheeler.
Wing.
Wheeler's the other player who's played well here.
There's a handoff in traffic.
See, Murray would have normally shot that. She just does not feel confident right now. And a foul on Bedford.
Oh, and Lana McCurry's going to go.
Let's see.
That's not
that
a
4?
foul she wanted to do.
Was that 4 or 5? It's not 5, so it's 4.
Are we sure?
Yep.
Wow.
Wait a minute.
You called timeout. The reason I questioned whether that was 5
He
and a
pulled
foul
her.
out.
He pulled her immediately at the start of the third quarter.
Right. If she had 2 to
She
give.
had 2 there. Then
She
it wouldn't-
sat for quite a while.
Right,
for
but we
having 2.
maybe one of the calls that we thought was a foul on her was not, John.
All right, that would explain it. But I think she missed a little bit too many minutes if she didn't have 4.
Yep.
A lot of basketball left to be played, though.
4:11 left, 12-point game.
Kevin Gibbs' strategy was to put Lana in the game here. She did commit a foul. It is number 5, so, I mean, she's on the cusp of number 5.
But here's how you win it if you're Guertin. Here's how you win it. You're going to win it right here, the foul line. That's where you're doing it. Bedford's in the penalty, and they're going to be fouling once it gets down to maybe 2.5 minutes. They're going to start to foul.
These free throws are going to start to pile up for Bishop Guertin.
And they've got to take advantage of it.
And that's going to start here with Molly Smith, the junior forward at 5'8" at the line.
All right.
That was Brooke Paquette-esque.
Sure was.
Right down the middle and a lot of net. Paquette and Molly Smith, pair of juniors who can shoot free throws. Not that time, though. Molly's shot goes off to the right. And it's a...
Got to bend those knees.
A little bit. 13-point lead. A nice steal.
Nope, not yet.
No, not finishing it, but Caitlin Wheeler got a hand on it. Grogan being guarded by Paquette. Up top it goes as they swing it around, trying to find an open shooter, and that would be driving baseline. Number 2 is Ava Dubois. Dubois has got a pair of baskets in this game.
That's not a basket you want to give up. That's too easy.
Dubois, a couple of scoop shots. One baseline,
See,
one
Guertin
right down the
hasn't
middle.
had a shot like that, John, have they?
No.
No.
Wheeler for 3. Long on the shot. Opportunity knocks for Bedford.
Yeah, and that's not a shot she wants to take either with 3:28 to play. You want to milk that clock. You've got an 11-point lead.
Bedford instead looking for single digits, and the turnaround scoop
And
hook is no good by Lana McCarthy.
I'll tell you what, John. We talk about Murray not being able to buy a basket. McCarthy can't buy a basket.
Yeah, and that has cost Bedford because she's gotten some lay-in opportunities.
And a foul on Bedford, and Murray now is going to go to the foul line. And Murray last year was primo from the foul line. She did a job.
This might be her first free throws in this game.
Right.
Nice arc on that. 3:20 to go.
Biggest lead for Guertin has been 38-24, and now it's 41-28.
Back up to 13. So BG has pretty much kept Bedford at arm's length. No blowout territory, but they have kept them around double digits or more for most of the game. Bedford gets the shot, though. Number 10 from distance. That's Lila Stein, the freshman, with a big basket.
And you know
Obviously
what?
Out there
That's one of those shots where if they're going to give it to you, you take it. Especially when you're down 13. So now Paquette will go to the line. And this is what we told you would happen. BG is going to be sent to the line often in these last few minutes. It's going to take a while to play these few minutes, guys.
An NBA 3 minutes? Not quite
You know,
that
it's
long.
funny you mentioned the NBA. I forgot to make that comment. A couple of high school coaches said to me, one said, it feels like we're playing in the WNBA with this schedule. Another high school coach said it feels like we're an NBA team. No time to practice, go for one game, another day off, another game. You know, that's how they feel.
Yeah.
They do not like this setup.
Brooke Paquette directing traffic even as she shoots free throws here. Interesting.
Well, it's what happens after the free throw.
And she's already thinking about it. That's basketball IQ at work. And Misses her first free throw of the night, I believe.
Again, though, Guertin's missed 2 in a row. They should be up 43-31. They're not. Puts a lot of pressure on this second free throw. 2:55 to play. It's a 10-point game. It's still anybody's game, but Guertin in the driver's seat.
Swish, and it's back to 11. But Bedford can cut it to single digits again.
Can't allow the three-pointer if you're Guertin. Cannot let Bedford get back in this game from the three-point line. And there's
from the corner.
Shot.
Yeah,
that's what you cannot have happen.
Sophia Mumpini checks in for 3. Her first three-point basket of the game. Paquette driving and loses it out of bounds. Uncharacteristic turnover by Brooke Paquette at an untimely moment where Bedford has some momentum to build upon. Down by only 8 with 2:26 to go.
Yeah, they could be down by less than that if they get another
Open
three-pointer.
three, Mumpini, no good. What a rebound by Brooke Paquette. Just zeroing in on that long bounce. And great hustle, Mumpini.
Do you know what right there? Guertin going for the easy basket or for what they thought was the easy basket? No. Pull that ball back out. Milk the clock.
Yep.
You are now in a situation.
I was going to say milk's a factor. The clock's a factor right now.
You're now in a situation where you're up in the driver's seat and the clock is your friend. Use it.
Now you got to get that inbounds pass, and they do.
To Murray. Murray, look at it.
Murray outside.
Yep. See, that's just it. She would have taken that shot, obviously. But no, they're not going to do it.
They're going to force him to foul, but instead
Bedford
steals it. Fast break. That's the freshman underneath, and she gets fouled.
And Bedford is back in this game.
Has a 3 outside, and now it's a chance for a 3 inside. Yep. Uh-oh.
Back in this game.
Chance to cut it to 5.
With 1:54 left.
A concerning run here if you're a BG fan or if you're Brad Creek. It's certainly the coach of the Cardinals. And a wrestling match for that
your
rebound.
Jump ball, and it's Guertin's ball.
I think they should have voted on that one. It would have been 2-1 in favor of BG, but instead the jump ball arrow helps them out.
There's your savior if you're Guertin.
Looked like...
there's your savior if you're Guertin. It's the fact that Bedford has not been able to hit from the foul line.
Looked like Molly Smith might have got whacked in the face over the right eye in that battle for the ball, which she ended up winning. She got the jump ball arrow. Paquette down the lane, the sideline, takes a hit and stays in bounds, if you want to borrow some from football terminology, and gets fouled.
Looked like a football play there, didn't it?
Yeah. Except in basketball, the clock actually stops on an inbounds play like that, a hit, where you keep running. Officials stop it and put them at the line. And got to believe that Paquette's got at least 9 points just from the free throw line in this game.
Well, the difference in this game is that Guertin's got Brooke Paquette and Bedford doesn't.
You called it. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's really the difference in the game. 44-36, 1:50 to play. But again, I warned you about that three-point line, right?
Yeah. You did. There was the key to get back in this thing.
That's the one thing you got to worry about.
It is still single digits, 8 points, 2 minutes. Not impossible for Bedford, and that's what they're talking about in the
That's
huddle.
why I don't think McCarthy's been on the floor, has she? I don't think she fouled out, but I don't think she's been on the floor because they want to spread out the floor and they want to hit those threes.
Yeah, you're right.
1:50 to play here at the Caligula Dome, 44-36. A hello to our viewers in Bedford.
I'll tell you when you will see Lana.
You're going to see a Bedford team that's going to be much better than this in another 6 weeks.
I'll tell you where you don't want to see Lana McCarthy is in overtime. You do not want Bedford to tie this game up.
Say that word. And not from a fan standpoint of who I want to
from a sports writer standpoint.
Sports writer, we just don't want overtime. It's a 4-letter word to us.
2 4-letter words put together.
In other words, it's more work. You know?
Yeah.
But the fans will love it. But, John, I'm disappointed in the atmosphere. Aren't you?
Yes, Tom.
You know?
You and I have been doing these Bedford BG games, and this one gets a thumbs down as far as fan attendance.
This is probably
and noise.
the worst play of the rivalry, too, because it's just.
But still exciting.
Yes, exactly.
Very.
Now McCarthy is in the game.
She is back out there. They have the Twin Towers back out for
Guertin
Bedford.
is now defending the perimeter a lot better.
Yeah, nice move up the middle. And doesn't get the bounce. And Oching, what a great play by Hadara, goes to the floor. What will the call be here? Did they actually call the game's first jump ball right there?
No, I believe they called
ball?
a travel on Oching because she had the ball and then fell.
There you go. Mumpini, there's the shot,
Yeah,
no good. Rebound, Bedford putting it up, no call. McCarthy's going to get two.
Yeah, you can't miss that if you're McCarthy.
That actually took some time off the clock. That helps Guertin, though. 6 points, 117, and they foul Brooke Paquette right away.
Yep. Force Paquette to make those free throws. Because if you're Kevin Gibbs, you feel, okay, they're not going to hit them all.
You know, if you foul Brooke Paquette every time, though, the only way you win this strategy is if you hit every three-point shot. Because she gets to shoot only 2, and she hits that one. But Bedford's probably going to have to go down and launch another 3. Sometimes I just want to watch and appreciate.
Well, you know,
This is the case here. That is free throw shooting right there, Tom King.
It sure is. In fact, I better hire her as an instructor, right?
Wow. And from this vantage point, you really get to see the spin, the arc, all of it. McCarthy driving, puts it straight up in the air and through.
Wow.
That looked good as soon as it left her fingertips.
My
and she goes to the
goodness.
line, and that's a three-point play you don't expect to happen. Late in the game, 1:06 to go, and Lana McCarthy has a chance to make it a 5-point game again.
Don't count on the three-point play because.
Oh yes, because
Bedford from the line,
right,
horrendous in this game. But just for Guertin's luck is when she probably hit it.
Right. Could hear a pin
That
drop.
yeah, that
and her best free throw of the night. She saved it.
Right away. Her form, bent the knees, the whole bit.
Wow.
And here come the Cardinals.
And here comes Paquette. She got fouled already? They're going to call it. Wow, that was kind of a late call. Brooke had about 4 steps away from the contact before the whistle blew, but I think he thought it over and decided.
Brad Creek is saying, no, that wasn't. You let that one go a little bit, you know?
Yeah, he wanted some time to come off the clock. Only 2 seconds came off the clock, Tom, for all that running. How fast is Brooke Paquette anyway? She got 3/4 of the way down the court in 2
John,
seconds.
she's a wing in soccer.
I think we
she's a forward in soccer.
Yeah,
she's fast.
that's right.
Right.
And she's just nothing but twine right now.
Money.
1:02 to go. Bedford needs to score again.
They got to shoot quickly.
Lana McCarthy levels
Offensive
Oching,
foul.
and she's done. Hadara.
Kevin Gibbs is beside himself.
Was that Hadara
That's
Oching?
5. That's 5 on McCarthy. She's done.
Yeah.
Oching drew the foul.
Yeah. What a game Hadara Oching had.
Oh, wait a minute.
What?
Yeah, the referee is signaling 5. She's got to come out.
She didn't. Yeah.
So.
Well, we kept a count in our head that
we were
started
one off.
early.
Yep. It was one of those later fouls in the third quarter that we thought was on her.
Right.
So that wasn't a foul. So she entered the fourth quarter with only 3 fouls. But she started the third quarter with 2 and got a quick third. And that's when Kevin Gibbs took her out.
56 seconds left in this game. A 7-point lead for BG. They're trying to dribble away from the full court press. Brooke Paquette, what a display. She goes around 3 players, dishes it. Up top it goes, and who are they going to foul? 40 seconds left to go. They wanted to foul somebody. Murray.
They're not fouling anybody right now. I don't understand why.
Yeah.
Why aren't you fouling? If you're Bedford, go out there and maul her.
Too much time coming off
They
the
don't
clock.
get the call.
They steal it, though.
Her. They grabbed her from behind and they didn't get a call.
Mumpini might have been
Unbelievable.
the
That
hand
was
on the
unbelievable.
arm.
I've never seen that before. John, they literally pulled her down and got
Tom,
no call.
That was inexplicable.
It was unbelievable.
That's a different sport.
But this game is over. Guertin is going to win this game. But I'll tell you what, how you did not call a foul on that play when she's tackled
I thought I
from
was
behind.
watching Thursday Night Football
So
again.
did I. Unbelievable. Not a good job by these officials tonight.
They're doing a good job of getting you out of here faster. Not blowing that whistle. Meanwhile,
8:03.
we get to watch
negligible.
more Brooke Paquette from the free throw line. I cannot remember a better display than this.
No, me neither.
And you know what? I can't even jinx her.
You can't. She
That's
missed
how
one.
good.
She missed
one.
one in this quarter, in and out.
Underneath,
Yeah,
they'll give
let her-
that up.
yeah.
3 seconds left to go,
Yeah.
and Bishop Guertin's going to win this basketball game,
Yeah, they're gonna win
50
it.
to
Yeah, they're
43.
gonna win it. Yeah, definitely.
Wow, that was, as ragged and as physical as that was, I am going to remember. You got to tell me, Tom, in your article, how many free throws that we saw Brooke Paquette make tonight. Because not only were they made free throws, but they were perfect, a lot of them.
Just a
and it was
different game,
it
that's
was
for sure.
by far the difference in this game. So 50 to 43, a 7-point victory, and we are off and running here in 2021-22. For Tom King and my cameraman Frank Wallant, I'm John Collins, thanking our Nashua TV viewers and our BCTV viewers from Bedford for joining us. A 7-point victory for the Cardinals of Bishop Guertin. We know this Bedford team's going to pile up their own share of victories, and we will see if these two teams do meet again in late February in the playoffs. Good night from Nashua and Bishop Guertin High School, everybody.